nguvu niwe busy, nitaendekeza, nitatekeleza huduma yako Bwana, Roho wako nasubiri.
Nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba, nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba, nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba, nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba.
Mana wangonzi ninda kuruhusu kale moyoni, sita kamwe kukupa sifa, siyo snifa wala kunitoa kwa mapipa. Kwa hakika anipenda kila dakika, na voya mulungu usiniriche, mandiko ganamba kundani richa amacha, lakini Yesu kanipa bega, na wacha dhambi sitaki kurega pakacha, nimelijaza amnora bega bara. Oh, nijaze,
nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba, nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba.
Akija atanifundisha kila kitu, atanionyesha, mwalimu mwema atanifariji, nisichoona atanionyesha, tena nataka aje anijaze, hadi nilewe na yasinisaze. Nataka awe ndani yangu nami ndani yake, nikitaka chochote nami nitapewa.
Awe ndani yangu nami ndani yake,
nikitaka chochote nami nitapewa.
Nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba, 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 nijaze, moyo wangu uko wazi, nijaze Baba.
Nijaze hallelujah, hallelujah.
All right. Lovely music by Live-In Influence. I've finally gotten it. Live-In Influence, amazing. Of course, Bosco Baya, together with the team. Karibu sana if you're joining us. We are coming to you from the Standard Group Center right here on Sunday. This is Sunday Best on KTN Home. Always a pleasure having you as we get to engage on matters that really mean something to you and to us, spiritual matters as well. All right, karibu sana. Like I told you earlier, I'm having an old-time friend, Dr. Abraham Rugo. Hey, my brother.
Hey.
Karibu sana, man.
Asante.
It's good to be having a conversation with you on something different than what people are used to hear from you.
True.
You know, you've been ikifikanga time ya budget na time ya analyze figures and how the economy is going. You are the guy to watu wanakukimbilia sana.
Kweli. I've been here actually enough times
Yes.
on those matters.
That's true.
So it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
On these other very critical part, as you know, it's really a critical part of my life because
right.
Christ is Lord.
Wow.
And I'm blessed to serve him, even that job that I do.
Yes.
I do it unto the Lord.
That's true.
Because I believe that's where he has called us.
All right.
Calls us to many different places.
Amen.
Yes.
Abraham, you might not say this. You can't actually say this, but allow me to say it. You know, Abraham is he became one of the youngest CEOs with quite an organization. And he's had a privilege to see things happen all over the world. You know, you did your master's in Germany, your PhD, became a CEO at a very young age, and you have seen how the world runs.
That's true.
And beyond that, what I really love is that there's something that you appreciate about family and your spiritual life. And we've had conversations with you about legacy. So let's do a bit of reflection with what happened a week ago or so, when we lost the third president of the nation of Kenya. A lot has been said about legacy. What is your reflection?
I think one is that whereas life is only lived forwards,
Yes.
it is only reflected on backwards.
Hey.
So I don't think Kibaki had the kind of talk and words that people had when he was doing these things. I think he was just doing what he needs to do.
That's right.
But then it's by doing the right thing within the limitations and within the challenges, of course, not without your own misgivings here and there.
Right.
But by doing the right thing, apparently that's what people come to remember later on. Of course, sometimes we are always caught between doing the right thing and doing the wrong thing.
Right.
And we end up sometimes doing the wrong thing. What we forget is that that's exactly what people will remember. So legacy is about, the man in the mirror. When people look through the mirror, what they see. But as you are moving forward, sometimes you even feel, why am I doing these things?
Yeah.
If you remember when Kibaki was president, he was told all manner of things.
That's true.
People really walimkashifu sana.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, people say this guy is a lame duck.
Yeah, I know.
He lets his people mess things up.
Haongei
When things are hot, he's just quiet.
Yeah.
When people throw eggs at him, he keeps quiet. But you saw that's what actually formed a big part of the legacy. That if he had fought back on everything that was said to him, perhaps he would not have left the kind of legacy. So legacy is really about asking, can I do the right thing so that when people reflect back, that's what they see. Because even when you do the bad thing, that's exactly what people will reflect.
That's exactly what they see.
Oh yes, that's exactly what they see.
Yeah. I like that you keep doing the right thing and you keep doing it consistently. Later on, that's what people actually get to see.
It's true, because you see, they say that minds affect minds, but hearts touch hearts. So there are things you do that inaguza watu kwa roho.
Right.
So there are things Kibaki did. Think about free primary education. We may have all our different perspectives, but there's a child who went to school that will never have gone to school. Never. I mean, it was out of the thought, of the question, even of the family, imagining that person could. There are places that were opened in this country in terms of infrastructure that will never
Have been.
have been.
Right.
There are investments, if you remember, the opening up of the Nairobi Stock Exchange and a few other things that were opened during that time that people only used to hear about. You know?
Wow.
But now they become so it's by touching that then you open opportunities, you open possibilities for people. That goes deeper than just a mind. It ceases to be a mind thing. It becomes a heart thing.
Wow.
I
like that.
Yeah. And that's why you see people really saying all the things they say.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it. It goes from here to the heart. Abraham, you're a leader. And let's take this a bit by bit. You're a leader. As a leader, I think there's a mandate you've been given.
Correct.
By whoever gave you the leadership.
Sure.
And that mandate is very, very key. How do you as a leader, and if you can give us a few examples that you well know, how do you as a leader then leave a legacy? Beyond just, saying deliver. Yes, you can share that with us.
Thank you for saying that. And I think I want to connect that with the fact that indeed I'm an executive director of an international organization here in Kenya.
Right.
And I ascended to leadership at 36 years of age. And one of the things I have realized is that leadership, when it is driven, because I said I want to leave a legacy, and a good legacy. I know we're talking a legacy as though it's always a good thing. It can also be bad. But I want to leave a good legacy. I think it starts with appreciating that the other person, the people you are leading, have an equal right to succeed just like you.
Yeah. That's so powerful. The people you lead have an equal right to succeed
just like you.
Wow,
imagine
that's powerful.
Even the watchman of your company and the driver have the same aspirations you have for your children. They aspire to live in the same places you live. They aspire to have successful children.
Wow.
They aspire to put good food on the table. They aspire to build for their mothers and their parents and their families. So when you start with that, then you get a face. So you put a face to the people.
Wow.
They cease to be watchman. They cease to be secretary, driver.
Right.
They become Anthony.
Wow. Oh.
They become Samson. So let me give you an example. When I joined my company, there were a few things that were quite not, medical insurance is a common thing. And in many places, it is segregated by the class.
That's true. Managerial wako huko.
Kuna wale wakubwa wanapata zao kubwa alafu inaenda ikienda ikiisha.
Yeah.
So I said, why can't we just give everybody medical? Any of us can fall sick.
Yeah.
And if anything, the person who is least in the organization, by way of even pay, needs the medical insurance more than the CEO.
Yeah. And sometimes more vulnerable.
He's more vulnerable. That's the point I'm saying. He's more vulnerable.
Yeah.
If I got sick, I will call Niema and a few other people, and we can pull some resources.
That's true.
And I decided to standardize and ensure that everybody gets the same cover.
Wow. That's war.
It had its own issues. I can tell you for a fact.
Yeah.
That some people didn't even have health insurance in the company.
Wow.
By courtesy of the level that they were in. And you see that starts to touch people because they see now this is a person.
Right.
Basic things about travel, and how people are treated when they travel. Wow. And over time, what I have realized, the more you give every individual that you are working with a face and a name, you know that this decision I'm about to make affects so and so.
Yes.
COVID came, and many CEOs had to make very tough calls. My first decision was not to ask who shall we send home. I called my team around. I told them, based on the resources that we are likely to have, I want you to work out scenarios in such a way that hakuna mtu atafutwa kazi, we better take salary cuts.
Wow.
Of course, with faith, as I continue to work to look for more investors
Yes.
and resources,
Yes.
and God honored that, such that actually we never ended up having to cut any salaries.
Amazing.
So we did 2020, we've done 2021, and 2022 through December is all covered. But I was ready.
Mm.
And you asked me about leadership. In that process, I was ready actually to take the highest cut so that the least person in the organization takes the least cut.
Wow.
So that everybody can be able. What am I saying? Leadership, when you think at it from a legacy perspective, is saying, I want the dignity of Anthony, the dignity of Nyambura, the dignity of Achieng to be honored.
Right.
But there's something more that I have not said. The fact that Christ rules in my heart. Again, I see those people that I lead, not just again
As a human being.
as human beings, but as children of God,
Yes.
who deserve the best there is.
Wow.
You know, and therefore it becomes an opportunity to be a blessing.
Wow.
You know, and think about it. A lot of the people that we lead in different spaces are depended on by so many other people.
True.
So when you stress him up or her up, you're not just stressing that person up.
Yes.
It's flowing. When you treat them well, you know, and when you put the right policies, you know, I work in this country on matters budgets, and I keep saying, let's invest in our healthcare, let's invest in our infrastructure.
Right.
We are not doing it just for the sake of having a good name. But there is a woman who will use that road and who will use that health center, who, were it not for the fact that the road was well done and the health center was functional, would have died.
That's true. Wow, that's very powerful about leadership. Put a face. It's not just a driver, it's Amos, you know? I like
And
that.
every Kenyan has a name.
And every Kenyan has a name.
Every Kenyan has a name.
That's true.
Yes. So
Hakuna mtu ana jina.
50 million of them.
Yes. They have 50 million names.
Yes.
I like that. Let's come to parenting.
Yes.
And you're a father. Correct. You have a desire for something to happen in your family and to your children. What legacy do you want to leave? What legacy am I supposed to leave, especially as parents, beyond the inheritance, which is one of them? Yeah?
No, yeah. I think an inheritance without values is empty. One of the things I believe that parenting is all about. Parenting is about transferring and building values. Values of honesty.
Right.
Values of love.
Right.
Values of humanity and humanness. You know, that every individual you meet out there is a human being.
Right.
You know, they have their highs, they have their lows. Values of hard work. Values of commitment to your word.
Right.
That when I tell you I'll be there, I am there.
Right.
That's what I'm working and building and working with other parents.
Yeah.
Including a group that I'm involved in where we continue to challenge each other as parents. Let's leave these children of ours with values. A lot of us who, by God's grace, have reached where we have reached, our parents did not leave us any inheritance. What they passed to us was values.
Right.
Some of them were passed, you know, the military style. But nonetheless, they are values.
I mean, they're still values.
They are still values.
Right.
So I think as parents, and the values, the way to, and the challenging part about values is that values cannot be taught. Values are caught.
Eish.
They,
Hey,
they
that's
can't be taught.
They are caught.
They are caught.
Wow.
You know, ni kama, you know, we used to talk about osmosis, you know, and how things, you know, flow.
Right.
Values are caught. They are never taught.
Right.
So what do I mean? My son, I can spend all my time teaching him to be honest.
But if he
But
does
what he will
not,
catch
yes.
is when he sees me, when I meet somebody I'm doing a business with,
Yes.
he is waiting.
Wow.
And I have a very curious son. He's always looking to see what will let me do.
Hizo vitu umesema
You know,
zina
hizo vitu tunasema zina happen. When you say
Yes.
that I teach him, you know, you need to be of integrity. You need to tell the truth. He's waiting the day I'm stopped by the police.
Yes. Come out.
He's there to see what will daddy say.
That's right.
Will he say, no, that was not me,
Yeah.
and go to the back of the car, and I try to talk to the policeman nicely. So values, and as parents, we have an obligation to create opportunities,
That's right.
to create time, to create spaces where our children can catch our values.
Right.
Because when we don't do that, they catch the values of others.
That's true.
They
I
catch
like
the
that.
values of the guys in the estate, of the house help,
Yeah, in school,
of
other
the
children.
teachers, of the other children.
Yeah.
So that presence, that gift of being able to make sure that our lives become, because what they see, it's
Right.
monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
What they see is what they will end up doing.
That's true.
And when they are old, they will remember when mommy was in a situation like this is what I remember seeing him do or her do.
Amazing. Please bring this home.
Wow.
Oh, lovely conversation.
Oh yeah, I think every day we have is a ticking step. The question let us ask ourselves, every step I'm making, am I making a step in the right direction, or am I just making a step in the convenient direction?
Wow.
Legacy is about choosing the right
Direction.
over the convenient.
Convenient. I like
There
that.
are many convenient routes.
I like
there
that.
are few right routes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Hey, amazing. So 3 very powerful things. Put a face. In leadership, put a face to that person. Let it be here, not here. For our children, in terms of legacy, values. What values are you living them? And you know what? Choose the right, not the convenient. Very powerful as we talk about legacy, all right? Thank you very much, Dr. Abraham Rugu, an all-time friend, amazing, amazing gentleman. So we continue, we'll have the band play a bit, then we'll be having Pastor Joseph Omondi, who will be joining us, just to share the word and speak a blessing to us. This is Sunday Best.